Yo guys, what is up? It is Chandler Trades, and this is day one, episode one of my new series I'm going to be doing. This is all for journaling, not for educational purposes. This is so I can go back, look at my raw trading, and see how my emotions played out, and then I'm going to make a recap on why I took the trades and what I could do better for next time. So this is going to be a 2-day series every day. The first video that I'm going to be posting out for you guys is just a video of, my mindset while I'm live trading. It's all raw, it's all unedited. The first video did sound bad because I didn't have my mic to where it wasn't picking up background noise, so it's probably still doing it. I'll try to fix that for next time, so you guys are gonna have to hear that loud fan in the background if I didn't fix it already. But the first video I did drop of the day one, there is a fan in the background. The noise is bad. I'm gonna try and fix it, guys, so bear with me here, and let's get right into the video on my trades today and just a little recap for myself, and if you guys just want to watch and kind of get some information. I have been trading for a year and a half, so I do have, good market experience. There are things I could do better, and this is what these videos are for me to watch and get better as I go, because journaling's hard, so I feel like if I make these raw, uncut recaps, it'll be a lot better. Also, the first video isn't, if you guys go like in long screen mode, it looks like crap. I think I fixed it, so everything should be fixed now. I'm just starting this, so it's not going to be perfect. I'm going to try and fix everything as I go and post everything as I go. So let's get right into the video. Let's go. So my first trade this morning was right around 9:45. We came down, which is crazy because, let's go over this now. This was on the 5-minute chart. I should have, even if I did wait for like a 5-minute, so first of all, not only was I bullish, let's say why I was bullish first of all. Okay, so we had this unfilled gap. We had, I low-key wanted to see us fill this whole 4-hour gap, come up here to this gap, maybe come up here to this 4-hour fair value gap as well. I was really hoping we would close up here today, but we did not. We did come back down. It didn't make sense. We could have got a better manipulation this morning. We didn't get that, which is probably why we did continue lower. We were also in a 4-hour bearish gap, which is showing that my longs just didn't play out correctly, which is okay. So back to the 5-minute. I don't know why it keeps going forward every time I switch from index to index. So it is probably going to be hard for me to switch from ES to NQ without it switching or doing something stupid. But let's get right into it. My first trade was kind of lame. I'm kind of upset about it, guys, but let's just go over it and just talk about it. I wanted to trade, low-key should have broke even once we hit this gap because it's at the 5-minute condition. I took longs off this hourly being tapped, which was also a SMT with ES, not sweeping London low. Yeah, I just gotta keep in mind, we inverse on the 5-minute. We got this LR here. It looks kind of obvious that we're just gonna continue lower. You know what I mean? All this LR, very good displacement inverse. That's something that I should have kept in mind. But what I was looking at is NQ already took out all this LR. Does ES really want to take out all this LR, or do we just want to be satisfied with this? Also, with it tapping down into this hourly gap down here, I expected us to finally come up here, take out this LR here, this high time frame LR, tap back into this opening gap, and closing and continuing to inverse this hourly. It just failed to inverse on the 4-hour, which made it a 4-hour bearish gap that we ended up respecting, like I said. So back to why I was long, back to what longs I took. You guys, like I said, you guys can watch the first video to watch the whole uncut. I'm probably a little bit more scatterbrained. I sound a lot better as I go back and review my trades, so hopefully in the future I just get better. That's what these videos are for. Again, I'm going to keep saying it over and over again because I don't want you guys to feel like I'm giving you guys false educational videos. It's not what I'm doing at all. It's not why I'm here. So yeah, so we tapped into this hourly. We got that SMT with right here, so we were tapped into that hourly, got this SMT here. I was just like, all right, if we can come back up here and get an inverse, I would take it higher. But like I said, there was that 5-minute right above it. It seems kind of low probability with there being a higher time frame imbalance. I shouldn't have went with the 1-minute inverse. So I'll remember that for next time. Also, not only did we get that high time inverse SMT, sorry, we also got this low time frame SMT. We did not inverse yet on here, so there was nothing to like really inverse here to confirm that ES also wanted to go higher. So I entered right here after we got this 1-minute inverse. Like I said, guys, keep in mind, I kept messing with my stop loss because I was so upset about this not working out. I think I kept going from here back to here. I ended up staying here because it was a feeling once we got this. I'll show you guys. So I wanted to go all the way up to here. I was going to go break even here once we hit this major high, which was also New York session opening high. So once we took out this New York session opening high, I was going to try and take it all the way up to that 4-hour gap, which was also that 4-hour fair value gap as well. Right here, this little opening imbalance. So, yeah. So, ES, we got to keep in mind, ES did make it up here to close that gap. And then we also ended up making a high time frame SMT. Almost relatively equal highs. So, shorting here, I understand that, yes, we have all this LR, but I didn't like how we left equal highs here, you know, but with that being said, it's just like unfortunate, all right? So back to my entry, why I lost is because it was a bad entry. We got a huge 5-minute displacement inverse on the 5-minute, bearish inverse, huge, coming back up to ES, filling in that 5-minute, bang. And I think, yeah, NQ did end up doing the same thing. Going up, filling that 5-minute. So let's play it out. I got absolutely cooked here. I think I was here at first, so let's put it back here. I was actually kind of happy about this. I was like, this is weak bearish candles. So like my bias, I was still pretty happy with it. Now, like I said, with this being a 5-minute bearish fair value gap and me entering off a 1-minute inverse, and I know I got the low time frame SMT here, right here. That was why I entered. I really did like this. We were forming this high time frame SMT inside of an hourly, and then we got another 1-minute SMT with ES right here. So I was happy about that the minute we inversed here, but boom, fake out, 5-minute bearish fair value gap wins, high time frame wins every time. Boom, stomped out pretty fast right here, and I was pretty upset about it. That's when I was like, all right, even though I wasn't in premium anymore, I was like, we might come down for, you know, for Asia low, which was, let me turn this on real quick. Bang. So I was like, all right, well, now I want Asia low because this high time frame SMT is holding. We're respecting that 5-minute bearish fair value gap. We got the 5-minute inverse. I just kind of like rethought about my bias again, like I'm playing chess. It sucks because I ended up waiting for a new 5-minute condition to form, which was this one right here. Bang. I waited for that new 5-minute to open. We came back up into it, which was crazy. So I ended up entering here. I ended up entering right here for my last entry for the day. I was like, after this loss, I was just like, you know what? So this was like 10 a.m. I should have waited a little bit after 10 a.m. anyway, because price likes to chop up before its initial move. So I ended up taking this trade right here after we got this 1-minute inverse to the downside. We also had an SMT out of this 5-minute bearish fair value gap. So this was an SMT to the downside out of that 5-minute condition. So I entered here, stop loss right on the body of that candle, and I was trying to go down to Asia low. Right? Makes sense. And this is what price ended up doing. Kind of sad. Chopping around because, you know, it's right after 10 a.m. Stomping me out there just to go all the way down and my bias to be right. But I got to understand, I entered it right after 10 a.m. So yeah, we got stomped out again. prices to rally all the way down to Asia low. So that was my whole process inside of trading today. I like to use my high time frame imbalances as confirmation. So even though I did switch up on my bias, it's still getting stomped out. I want to say I'm happy with how I played out today, but there are things I could have done better. Like here, 1 minute, boom, boom. I should have waited. This should have been the trade I lost, and I would have been a lot happier with, even though I should have waited for a little bit more after 10. So, like, even though I did end up trading at 10-12, that's not that bad of a time. I entered off this SMT. I feel like that was still a good trade. Everything kind of aligned up with my bias and my model. So that's just how I lost $1,300 today. I guess, going back into it on a Monday, FOMC this morning at 9 a.m., prices ended up being just a little choppy. Didn't like it. This looks a little bad. It's unfortunate. My long move didn't play out. I hope you guys can see what I've seen here and maybe see what I've seen going here to this Asia low. With that being said, that's pretty much everything for today. I'll drop another episode tomorrow. Make sure you guys like if you guys find this helpful. Make sure you guys like so I know people are out here and they're trying to get better at trading. So like this video if you are just trying to get better every day at trading. Share this with your friends if you guys feel like you guys trade the same as I do, because I did use a lot of different, I don't want to say a lot, TJR and PB trading. I use kind of like their system. Plus, I kind of like been trading for a year and a half using those two models. So I came up with my own way that I, react to the market, my discretion. There's some things I could do better. I'm not the best trader in the world. I've only been doing this for a year and a half, and that's really not that long. So we know what we're doing. Our bias wasn't really wrong today, besides this bullish move, which I feel like it was reasonable. Again, a lot of LR, a lot of displacement here in the way ES was displacing and holding this high time frame SMT up here. I just really got to read and go back to thinking about, how am I going to get better with my bias? You're not completely fully wrong, but how can you get better with discretion in the way, I come in here and I react to the market every day? Am I going to get better? Yes. So that's all that matters. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow on day 2 of day trading futures. Peace out. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.